You are a demigoddess, a priestess of your own fate. You get to choose the life you want. And this happens by being fierce and warrior-like about what you want to say yes to. In today's busy world, how can we find the inspiration, knowledge, and energy to live a healthy and empowered life? If we balance and harmonize our mind, exercise our body, live according to the laws of nature, and connect to spirit, can we find a way to heal, become our authentic self, and live our purpose with love? I am your hostess, Amy Fournier, and welcome back to Awakening Aphrodite. Hey everybody, I'm here with my friend Hannah of Seiðr Soulless, and you grew up with Persian beauty secrets, which you incorporate in your wonderful company, Seiðr Soulless. Can you share some beauty secrets with us today, Hannah?
Persian saffron. It's highly antioxidant. It has the crocan in it, which is a carotenoid derived from stigmas of saffron flower, and it's beneficial in promoting cell growth and cell repair, which is very necessary for skin. And saffron, it has been used for centuries by Persians in their beauty remedies and food, and is widely used as a moisture to heal and protect the skin and hair. And it's the most expensive spice on earth because it takes about 50,000 to 70,000 blossoms, which is an acre of flowers, to make 1 pound of saffron. So imagine how difficult it is to extract it and to make it, and it only grows in a certain part of Iran.
So check out on my website in the recommended products on my e-store, Seiðr Soulless, and enter the coupon code FITAMYTV10, all caps, to save 10%. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today's a Fast Friday. These are extra bonus episodes, little mini episodes that we share with you in addition to our regular Tuesday morning episodes. And they're a various compilation of different things that I come across in my travels that we want to share with you that I think might be inspiring or educational or maybe even funny or just cool. So there are a variety of topics. And this one is a continuation of a little series that we're doing on messages from the Divine Feminine Oracle. It's taken from the work of Megan Watterson, and she's got a great little oracle guidebook that you can grab and go into a deeper dive if you so choose. I'm going to direct you to the other episodes that are related to this series because in each one of these episodes, we feature 2 prominent feminine creatures that I feel that you might want to be aware of. There's a lot of them, obviously. It was hard to choose, but I tried to pick some of the ones that I thought might be more relevant or powerful or empowering, that might be helpful to you in your life. Because here's the main thing you got to remember. All of these elements, all of these divine creatures and beings are all aspects that are in each of us. And we can tap into their qualities at any time by just taking our attention and intention to do so. I mean, if that's not empowering, what isn't, right? So if you want to be a little more, let's say, assertive and hold that emotional boundary you need with somebody or speak your truth, you might want to tap into one of these creatures and learn from the way she does it, because that's in you somewhere. Or maybe there's something going on in your life that you need help from Mary Magdalene and her compassionate energy, or even Kuan Yin, who has very compassionate energy. So these are all elements of being that when we become aware of, we can really then focus on and utilize and apply to our own life. And this is really what my show is about, is trying to take all these theories and knowledge and information from all our wonderful guests and references and use them, because knowledge without action and application is just really just noise in your head, and obviously doesn't do any good. So today we're going to talk about 2 powerhouses. We're going to talk about the Black Madonna, and we're going to talk about Freya. Okay, I've been dying to talk to you about Freya for a long time. And before we just jump in there, I'm going to refer you to what will be in the show notes, the other Divine Feminine Oracle episodes. Episode 163, we talk about Mary Magdalene and Kali, 2 huge ones. You definitely got to check that out. Episode 166, we talk about Lilith, who was actually the first woman. No, it wasn't Eve. And Isis, the goddess of magic. And episode 176, we talk about Sekhmet, who's also known as the Red Woman, and Diana, one of my personal favorites, the goddess of the wilderness, also known as Artemis and Wonder Woman. Cool, right? So you definitely want to check out episode 176. Today, we're getting into the Black Madonna and Freya, two more powerhouses. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the Black Madonna is known as Our Lady of the Hermits. Her message is, I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. Who she is, the Black Madonna represents the power we all have to emerge from the darkness transformed. There are over 500 Black Madonnas throughout Europe. Historians believe that many of the icons are actually the Egyptian goddess Isis and her son Horus, which were carried over from Egypt during the Crusades. Other icons of the Black Madonna are meant to represent earth goddesses and are worshipped for the fertility miracles attributed to them. She's often depicted holding the royal scepter of a ruling monarch. Jungian psychologist Marion Woodman, who's amazing, by the way, believes that the Black Madonna represents a new awareness or consciousness toward the earth and our bodies. And this is part of why I want to share her with you, because this is definitely going on right now. And you might have just had that thought when I shared that with you, that the Black Madonna energy is very much active right now and in the collective. So she represents the wisdom we can only accrue when we go through the often painful fires of transformation. Yes, and in alchemy, we know that as the cooking stage, where you're just in it. You're in the crap. You're just in the very painful, uncomfortable situation of that liminal space between worlds. Like your problem has not quite resolved yet, and you're working through it. She represents the wisdom that we can accrue only by going through that painful transformative period. In the pregnant version, Marion Woodman relates that only the intensity of the fire can unite body and soul, and fire is a powerful spiritual transformative element. The Black Madonna helps us become conscious of the spirit in matter and of the light in the dark, of the intersection of sexuality and spirituality. This particular Black Madonna resides in the Benedictine monastery in Edelstein, Switzerland. The abbey is dedicated to Our Lady of the Hermits because the chapel where she resides was originally the hermitage of Saint Marinod, the 9th century hermit. And I'll add, in the tarot, the hermit is known as the major arcana card number 9, and also known in divine feminine circles as the crone, the wise woman energy. It's the wise elder, and I'm actually a 9. And by the way, you can check out my episode on numerology and nature and that connection. That's episode 177 on the connection between nature and numerology. Definitely want to check that out. It's super cool. You can find out what is your primary number and all the implications of that. Edelstein is the birthplace of the renowned alchemist Paracelsus. The alchemy is the physical process of transforming base metals into unalloyed gold, which represents a spiritual and metaphysical process of burning away all obstacles to just be the soul. The Black Madonna is loved for having been through the fires of loss and for emerging with a greater capacity to love. So I get a vision of like the phoenix rising from the ashes, because that's what fire does. It's the spiritual element that burns away all that's not true or that you don't need or isn't working for you, all the bad stuff. Every other afternoon for hundreds of years, the monks of the abbey have come out from meditation to sing Salve Regina to Our Lady of the Hermits. So for millennia, the body, the earth, and all forms of matter have been devalued and misunderstood. The dark has been so vilified, yet all life emerges from pitch black dark, which is the womb. The darkness is potential. And I'll add, it's the feminine, right? If you visualize the yin yang or the Tao symbol of the two black and white colors that swirl and each has a dot of the other color in it. Well, the black, we know black is the feminine. The white is actually the masculine. The black has been so vilified, yet all of life emerges from the pitch black womb. The darkness is potential. It's the crucial and elemental stage we must all go through to create new and more life. The Black Madonna is the emblem of deep wisdom, the profound consciousness that is inherent in all things. All living and created things are energy. The body has wisdom. The earth has wisdom. And the pain we experience as humans contains a deep wisdom. When we're in the fires of suffering, it can be difficult to trust that gold is being forged. It can be hard to trust when we are in the terrific pain that there is a process at work that will make us more authentic, more alive, and more infinitely free. The Black Madonna is the cauldron that holds us steadfastly as we endure the alchemy of integrating more soul into our experience. She is the promise that what doesn't survive the fires of suffering was never meant for us. And she is the presence that is there with us, even when we might feel the most alone, reminding us that there is no darkness we can enter without being met by love. That's hard to do, right? I know you're probably like, oh, I don't know, this really sucks what I'm going through. I get it. It's hard to do. And oftentimes we don't learn the lesson until we have the gift of retrospection, right? Looking back at it and seeing, now I see why that happened and how it was important and how I'm better now and all that stuff. It's that liminal cooking stage that's so painful when we're being burned in the fire and all that is falling away. So a question for the Black Madonna to wrap her up is, how is my solitude serving me? How could it be good? An intention can be, I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity for love. That reminds me of when I lost my little Charlotte, my 14-and-a-half-year-old little dog. A lot of you have heard that episode and have, been along with me on that journey and the deep, deep grieving. It was like the loss of a child for me, and I still am grieving her very deeply. But I'll just share with you that one of the things, I was in such pain, and my prayer was that somehow I could alchemize and transform that pain that I was feeling. That was the most painful thing I have ever felt in my life, without a question, and how I could transform that somehow into something good and alchemize it. So this reminds me of that was my prayer. And if you're going through something terribly painful, I suggest to you, perhaps your prayer could be to please show me the love here. Please show me how I can transmute this into love, into something that helps the world, helps people, in making flowers grow out of shit, as they say, right? Because, nothing like some good compost or manure to make stuff grow. All right, let's now go into Freya, another powerhouse. So you might be familiar with Freya. Oh, yes, because if you ever heard the expression TGIF, that's Freya, baby. The day of the week, Friday, was named after Freya. She is a powerhouse, and she is the goddess of discernment. Hallelujah. A big part of my show is about helping us discern when we want to be expressing a little more of our feminine essence as opposed to our masculine, and vice versa. And that comes with discernment and discretion. Yes, indeed. So Freya is a big one. I spend my time wisely, and I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. That is Freya's motto. Don't you love it? Let's say that again. I spend my time wisely, and I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Amen. So who's Freya? Freya embodies the fierce and finely honored spiritual skill of discerning the most life-giving choice in each moment. In Norse mythology, Freya is one of the most powerful and important deities. She is the chief of the Valaris and the demigoddess who choose who will live and who will die during every battle of war. I'm actually planning on doing a solo cast on Freya. I'll just throw it in there because she really resonates with me. And maybe she does with you too. And I think it's because of what I said in the beginning. Her invocation is, I spend my time wisely and I only say yes when it's a divine, holy yes. So you might be like me and like really learning about laying down that boundary of really, really what you want, regardless of what other people want, and trusting your intuition. Because that's trusting your intuition, knowing when to say no and when to say yes for you. Freya rides into battle wearing a magical cloak of falcon feathers. She receives half of all those who die in battle, and the other half, well, they go to Valhalla, where the god Odin presides. She wears a legendary necklace, and it has powerful jewels that make her irresistible to anybody who sees it. It is said to be gleaming and golden. It compels people to her when she calls. So discernment is derived from the Greek word diakrisis. It refers to a spiritual power that allows you to distinguish between the spirits that will cause harm and the spirits that will assist you. It lets us discern when a phone call or an email or a visit from a friend is going to add to our day or if it's going to derail it. Discernment is the difference between feeling led by the day, pulled away this way, that way, anyway, and then claiming it. So that's a big difference. Are you claiming the day, or is the day just pulling you around like by a leash? Our time in this lifetime is limited. Every second is significant. Freya reminds us of this searing perception we all have, but perhaps don't use frequently enough. She wants us to be discerning with how we choose to spend our time and whom we choose to love. She wants us to never, ever say yes to anything or anyone from a place of fear or obligation. Hallelujah. I need to hear that one, right? Fear or obligation. I don't make choices out of fear and obligation. So you are a demigoddess, a priestess of your own fate. You get to choose the life you want. And this happens by being fierce and warrior-like about what you want to say yes to. You hear me say this all the time on the show. There's a lot of misconception that the feminine is this soft, pretty, flowy, girl in a beautiful long dress and blonde hair running around in a patch of daisies. Yeah, it's that, but it's also this. It's a fierce warrior goddess. It's Freya. She's on the battlefield, for God's sake, choosing who's dying and who's living, okay? You don't want to mess with Freya, baby. I love her, and I love if you Google some pictures of Freya, I love them. I printed out a few of them and post them in my office. Anytime I'm feeling wishy-washy or she's very empowering. Use discernment so that you are only saying yes to what will actually nourish and renew you, inspire or expand you. It is not your business to worry about those who might be disappointed by your choices. We are not made to meet everyone's expectations. You are made to express the truth of who you are and to use the brief time you have here to live your potential. Isn't that your prayer? Jung says it's all about self-actualization, right? It's about being who your soul came here to be. And we have to have self-awareness in a relationship with our soul to know what that is. And then we have to have the courage to stand up to those people who don't like it. Because a lot of us fear being abandoned or alone. But how many times have you abandoned yourself by not following your own inner compass, right? Something to remember. So nothing is obligatory except breathing. Your only true obligation is to the voice of your own soul. Freya wants you to realize the gleaming gold that you are and act accordingly. She wants you to unapologetically choose the life you actually want to be living right now. Not later, now. She wants you to make your yes holy again by using it when it's the truth. So, question for you, my friend. What does a hell yes, a holy yes, feel like in your body? You know, I know. I thought about it the other day, like when I'm in a little apartment right now. And you probably know if you follow my show, I've been looking for my dream house for 3 years, going on 4, okay? And I've come close a couple times, but it just doesn't feel quite right. And it's very, very scary because there's not a lot of choices out there. And trust me, I'm really exhausted from looking for so long. It's kind of depressing sometimes too. But I thought about the other day how when I found the little apartment I'm in now, it was a hell yes right from the beginning. It was a holy yes. It was a full body yes. There was no question. This was the place. I was like, this is it. This will work. I love it. It's great. I'll take it. I put an offer in right away. And I reminded myself just today, as a matter of fact, as I'm, being like, okay, keep looking for the house. Don't give up. It's going to happen. Giving myself the pep talk that I always do. And I remembered how I felt when I found this apartment. And I'm like, yes, my soul told me that's how your house will feel. You won't have to be ambivalent. You won't have to go back and forth. You won't have to feel like you got to compromise. It doesn't have this. It doesn't have that. I could make it work if I really, No, it's going to be a hell yes. You've felt a hell yes before, Amy. You know what it feels like. It might not happen a lot, but you felt it before. So remember that. It's very clear. I felt that way with one of my relationships too, and it was a beautiful relationship that I had for many years. It was a hell yes. I knew it. And some of the ones that didn't work out, that were torture, it was never a hell yes. So I should have known better. So anyway, my point is, when it's a hell yes. So go for the hell yes. So spend your time wisely and only say yes when it's a hell yes is the message from Goddess Freya. Thank you, Freya. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, everybody. We love bringing it to you. Please leave a review. That would be amazing. That would help me. And I'd love to hear about it too. You can find me on Instagram at FitAmyTV. Leave a comment and please share the show with someone, a goddess that you think it might help, or someone who's going through anything that might have been relevant to today's episode, because this is all about us holding hands and helping each other. And we love helping you, and I'm grateful for you helping me. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on Awakening Aphrodite. Would you like to support my mission to help empower people all over the world to be all of who they truly are? If so, please subscribe to the show, leave a review on iTunes, and share it with a friend. And if you're looking to take immediate action to align your energy and optimize your health, visit amyfournier.com. Thanks for listening to Awakening Aphrodite. Let's awaken her together in you. I'm your hostess, Amy Fournier, and I already can't wait to be with you again and for you to hear what I have planned for the next show.
Thanks for listening to Awakening Aphrodite with Amy Fournier. To learn more about Amy, check out her website, amyfournier.com. That's amyfournier.com. You can also check out Amy's live and on-demand virtual fitness and yoga classes, and sign up for her newsletter to receive a free mini ebook of 3 of her top tips for making holistic health a lifestyle. Again, that's amyfournier.com, and get your ebook sent to your email immediately. Connect with Amy on the daily on Instagram at FitAmyTV, FitAmyTV, and watch many of the podcast episodes and subtopic clips on her YouTube channel, which is also FitAmyTV. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time on Awakening Aphrodite.